There are 4 reasons why choir directors burn out. Burnout is a huge problem in music education. Reason number 1, they feel unsupported. Number 2, they feel underappreciated. Number 3, they feel like their job is unsustainable. And number 4, they feel like their job is unmanageable. I want to dive into each one of those 4 things and show you how this is fixable. First, let's talk about feeling unsupported. This is so common. When things are not working in our school, we generally feel unsupported. Unsupported by administration, unsupported by parents, unsupported by students. We need to push that aside for now and focus on the other systems. As you feel unsupported at work, if you have a community of choir directors who support you, who share ideas with you, who empathize with you, who have been where you've been, that will give you the support that you need. You may think you need the support from your administrator, from the parents, from the students. The reality is getting support from somewhere, not just from your significant other or from a friend, but from a group of people who understand what you're going through, that makes a huge difference. Now let's talk about being underappreciated. Again, where do we feel underappreciated? Generally from our administration, from our parents, from our students. Sometimes this comes from us doing too much and not being valued for what we do. Sometimes it comes from your students just not appreciating anything that happens in your class. When you start building up your choral program in a healthy and sustainable way, that will go away. You will feel appreciated because you will not be pouring your blood, sweat, and tears into your program. You will be efficient and effective. And from there, you will be appreciated by the students because they will see growth in themselves. Now let's talk about unsustainability. There are many successful choral directors out there who are running unsustainable choral programs. What I mean by this is they give up their evenings, their weekends. They're constantly planning trips. They're constantly doing more and more and more. As the students become more successful, they're giving more and more of their life. This is unsustainable because we have these dreams of having a great choral program, but we're giving more and more. And by the way, we're not getting paid anymore for this. We're just giving up more of our personal life. And we might be passionate about building a great program, but it's unsustainable. The cycle is unsustainable. We're constantly doing more and more. This is completely fixable when we learn what is most important in our program. We learn to say no to the extras, no to evenings most of the time, no to after school most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time. No to all those cool little activities that might possibly benefit the students a little bit. Instead of saying yes to all of those things, picking the ones that are most important and then empowering our students to do more. And that leads us to the idea of an unmanageable program. Our students are out of control. We just can't handle what's happening in our classroom. We're constantly calling parents. We are struggling. And when this is happening, our program is unmanageable. We're taking the stress and the work home with us constantly. The solution to this is having clear systems in place, having a clear classroom management plan, and setting up your program in a way where you have a structure. You could be creative within your structure, but the structure is locked into place. Students know exactly what's expected of them. You know how to teach those expectations and reinforce those expectations so students understand them and they achieve them. Once you create a management system, your program becomes manageable. Once your program becomes manageable, You start to create systems and you say no to things that are not going to propel your program forward. You say no to weekends and evenings, and your program becomes sustainable because you have your life back. You have a work-life balance that you can appreciate. From there, your students will appreciate you because they are getting opportunities for growth. The systems are in place for them to grow. And as they're growing, you get the support of your students, the support of their parents, the support of administrators, because they realize you are not taking up too much of the pie. As we do too much for our program, we are making other activities in our school smaller. So nobody appreciates that. We might think they appreciate it, but the more we do, the less others can do. And frankly, the more often administrators have to stay late, the more paperwork they have to push, and the more liabilities that exist. So classroom management then leads to student empowerment, which leads to sustainability, which then leads to appreciation by the students, which might sound counterintuitive because you think that the more you do, the more they'll appreciate, but that's not how it works. The more you get them doing, the more they appreciate you. And that finally leads to support. What I'm talking about here is something you don't have to do alone. I run the Choral Clarity Collective to help choir directors build successful and sustainable choral programs while maintaining a healthy work-life balance. This is not pie in the sky stuff. This is a tangible step-by-step approach where I guide you personally to build your program. And we start that with your mindset. We shift your mindset to a place of progress. This doesn't take months and months. This takes days to shift you and move you in the right direction. And from there, you will see that growth right away. So if you're interested, click the link and I'd love to work with you.